Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing an elf on the shelf. So let's get started. I'm first going to start with a half oval shape for one of the eyes. Then I'm going to leave a little space in between and do the same thing over here. It'll be kind of a half oval shape or a half circle shape. And now I'm going to make a curved line inside on both of those half oval shapes. And I'm going to make another curved line. It's a little smaller for the pupil, and then leave a little opening on the top for the highlight. And we'll fill that in. Okay, dropping down slightly in the center of the face, I'm going to make a small curved line for the nose, and then dropping down slightly a little bit more, I'm going to make another curved line, and I'm going to make that line a little longer, and then a curved line around for the mouth. Okay, to shape out the face, I'm going to start over here on the side of the eye and bring a line that curves all the way around underneath the mouth along this side. I'm going to stop here and make a bump line out for his ear. And then I'm going to come down here and make kind of this upside down triangle. It's almost like an upside down wavy triangle for the side of his hair. And we'll come back in toward the center with a curved line. Zigzag line in and curved line back up. And then we're going to make a diagonal line in the opposite direction to meet the other side of the face. And we'll bring that up and around. So now here I'm going to draw a line that comes all the way across, kind of a horizontal curved line for the top of the hat, and bring that around, match it up parallel, bringing that around. And now I'm going to make the kind of the cone shape of the hat. So this is a long kind of vertical line that comes up to kind of a slightly rounded point, and then bring it back down to meet it on the other side of the hat. All right, coming down to below the face, we'll make two small lines for the neck, bring a curved line around for the collar, and then we'll continue the collar by making a zigzag line for the top part of his outfit. This is going to come over here and then connect back up to the neck. All right, the arms are a really cool and important part of this drawing. So they extend out at a diagonal, slightly wider at the shoulder area. They taper toward the elbow. So remember, these arms are they're fabric and they bend. And then we're going to kind of come back out and taper back out toward the wrist. We'll close it off. We'll make a little rectangular shape here, and then kind of a elongated oval for the glove with a kind of indent slightly, and then come back out. All right, working on the other arm, same thing, just the opposite kind of direction here. Curved line out, a little wider at the shoulder area, taper in toward the elbow, and then swing it on down, curved line across, and slightly tapered out toward the wrist, little rectangular shape here. Now this other glove is overlapped by this hand here, so we can kind of just stop there. And we can continue it slightly on the other side to show just the tip of the fingers on the other side there. All right, coming across in the kind of in the center here, I want to draw his knees, which are folded into his body. So I'm going to start with a line that comes up. If we're going to draw a line across, it's going to be even with the elbows, slightly curved on top, and then down we want to do a guide point right about there if you want to make a guide point, and follow that line so your line can meet it there. Okay, we can finish that leg underneath, which again, an implied line. It's going to continue through to here. We'll bring across. And then right here, we're going to make his shoe, which is just kind of a rounded, kind of oval shape here. This side of the body, I want to make a diagonal line that comes down. And again, implied line behind the arm, continue it, and then bring it in toward this bottom part of his leg here. All right, let's work on the other side. So again, similar height. So I'm going to start with that curved line on top, cross, and we're going to angle this down and in. This is going to angle in toward the other leg, so I'll bring that line down. There's my guide point. Again, this is implied in the back here. We'll finish off this leg. It comes around, and we'll make his other foot, which is again another kind of rounded oval shape. And then the other side of his leg is kind of folded, so we want to show a little bit of that fold. I'm going to darken that in. That's a shadow area. And then the other side of his body, which is right about here. We'll bend it out. It's kind of a diagonal out. And then meet it back in toward the leg. So that's going to be the drawing portion of an elf on the shelf. Let's actually indicate a little curve here for the ear on this side. We don't see too much of it. It's more kind of apparent on this side. His face is slightly turned. I had a couple of details, little eyebrows here. Those are very thin lines. If you want, you can actually add eyelashes too. And that's going to be on the insides of both eyes like that. Minor details. Okay, getting into some color. The iconic color for an elf on the shelf is red. You guessed it. So I'm going to outline the cone part of the hat first. Above the brim area, because we want to leave that brim area white. And then just layer this color in, filling in this space for the hat with a nice even and slow marker stroke, back and forth. Okay, dropping down to his arms. And one of my favorite parts of this drawing is making the arms, and you can even go back and change the direction of the arms. It's so much fun to make them because they're kind of a major part of Elf on a Shelf. The way they kind of come across the body, overlap, and they're really in the foreground, so they take up a lot of the space of the drawing. So I'm going to outline both of the arms. I'm using a darker red for this. I like this kind of deep red. It's more of that kind of Santa suit color and the elf color, elf suit color. So I think it works really well. And I'm just going to outline each section and then fill it in. I do one section at a time so we don't smudge any lines here. Going inside the collar area, and we'll outline in between the legs and then around and fill in this whole area first. So the body. Inside of the body. Or his jacket. This is his jacket that kind of just falls behind him here. And then we'll go into his legs. Going around the gloves. Try not to get any red into the glove area because those stay white. It's a very basic color scheme here. Basically red and white. Kind of like a candy cane. But we're going to make some more color in ours as well. This little piece under here for the remainder of his leg. And then his shoes are also going to be red. Okay, I'm going to come and fill in a little area for his tongue, which is going to be pink. And I'm actually going to use blue and just a very small line here for the blue, which is going to be the kind of the outside of the eye here. It's a little color in his eye right outside there. I'm going to go into a peach next, and that's going to be for his skin tone. So his ear, and then just underneath his hair. Around this area, and then along the bottom of his face, bring it around. Also the neck area. And around the mouth, and filling in that space on the side of his face. And now it just leaves us the hair. So for the hair color, I'm gonna use a light brown color. You can change it up as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be the colors I'm using. And the outlining works really well. As I always suggest, to outline your work, it really makes everything stand out and emphasizes all those detail lines that we added. Even if you go back and add a darker outline, so to even fill in some of that space that kind of I want, I can go back and just maybe add a little shadow line here. And I'm going to outline a little bit of these areas as well underneath the arm. Again, this really helps to emphasize these lines here, because sometimes these lines get lost because there's so much red and color that goes over it, or the color that you used. And especially in here, when this is both red, the jacket's red and the pants are red, so it's really important to kind of just go back and thicken up those lines. And even if you did outline, it really works well to kind of just apply it at a layer, go back again, and just kind of go over it a few times, as I usually do, to emphasize those lines and make them look really, really cool and make them stand out even more. I'll also use the outlining to go over anything that kind of went out of the line. So if I went out of the line with a bit of the color, I can kind of just go over that, and then you won't see where I actually made that mistake or went out of the line. So it really has many purposes to outline and to take your time and to finish up that outlining to make it look really, really cool and stand out much more. And I'm going to go back into the hat here. And these little areas as well, these can be some shadow areas inside as we kind of continue up along the outline area here. All right, we're gonna call that one finished. I hope you guys really enjoyed drawing this with me, and give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Bye.